Guys, I'm having an existential hair crisis. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and back in 2018 I began playing around with the curly girl method, and my hair went from looking like this to looking like this. Needless to say, the curly girl method has completely and utterly transformed my hair, and today we are looking at something super fun. If you've been hanging out with me for a little while, you know that I love how science and hair combine. I love looking at different ingredients, how they affect the hair, etc., etc. And today I will be sharing with you the results of my main bio hair analysis. Guys, there's a little bit here. So first off, thank you so much, my main bio, for being willing to work with me and for sending me a test. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. And guys, there will be a coupon code down below if you are interested in potentially getting a hair analysis done yourself. So first off, here's where the existential hair crisis comes in. For the longest time, I believed that my hair was medium to high porosity, and here's why. Hair porosity is essentially how many holes there are in your hair's cuticle. If your hair is higher porosity, your hair cuticle will be lifted, or there will be more damaged places in your hair for your hair to soak up water more quickly. If your hair is lower porosity, that hair cuticle is going to be laying down nice and tight, nice and flat, and theoretically water will not soak into your hair as easily or as quickly. Also, there are about 58 million different tests on the internet to test your hair's porosity at home, and the two most popular tests are the cup test and the squeak test, and I did both on my hair. When I did the cup test on my hair, I took a very clean strand of hair that was completely dry, and I put it in a cup full of water. Now, the cup test states that if you have high porosity hair, your hair is immediately going to soak up the water and sink to the bottom of the cup. If your hair is medium porosity, it will sit on top of the water for a little bit and then slowly start to sink down in the cup. Coming down, sinking slowly. If your hair is low porosity, theoretically that cuticle is going to be really tight. It's not going to let any water in, and your hair is going to sit on top of the water in the cup for a very long time. When I did the cup test, my hair sat on top of the water for 3 days without sinking down. So initially I thought I had very low porosity hair, and I based a lot of my hair care assumptions off of that, because if your hair is low porosity, you treat it one way. If your hair is higher porosity, you'll treat it another way. Now, a few months in of me assuming I had low porosity hair because of the cup test, some information surfaced, and a lot of hairstylists on the internets were talking about, no, you really don't have low porosity hair. Here's a video of what actual low porosity hair looks like. And I looked at that and I went, my hair doesn't behave like that. And then I read about the squeak test. The squeak test is where you take your fingers and you run it against the grain of your hair. And if it squeaks, then theoretically you have medium to higher porosity hair. Well, I did that squeak test on myself, and lo and behold, my hair squeaked. It squeaked quite a bit. And then I tried it out on my sister, ran my fingers against the grain of her hair, and no squeak. And her hair behaved a whole lot like the videos of super low porosity hair that I was seeing. Low porosity hair will almost repel water. So when I would go to style and play with my sister's hair, I would run the water over her hair and run it over her hair and run it over her hair, and it would never ever soak up the water. It took forever for her hair to get wet. Well, my hair squeaked, and my hair does not take very long to get wet. So after learning all that information, I was like, okay, I have medium to higher porosity hair. Great. I'm going to begin purchasing hair care for medium to high porosity hair types and start treating my hair like that. Well, I started doing that, and some of those techniques worked for my hair, but others didn't. A lot of recommendations for medium to high porosity hair are that you use some sealing type ingredients so that you can help seal in moisture into your hair, because medium to higher porosity hair, while it gets wet very quickly, it also loses moisture very, very quickly. So my hair hates sealing ingredients. You may be looking at it today going, Courtney, your hair doesn't look like it did in that before and after picture. It does not look like your after picture. You would be right. I tried out some products that were not designed for my hair. These products contain a lot of heavy butters and oils, which theoretically, if my hair was higher porosity, it should be loving. Instead, these products have built up on my hair within one use and not using any more than I would normally with my regular stylers. So while I felt like I had figured out my hair's porosity and I knew what my hair's porosity was, I also knew that it didn't completely follow all the guidelines for high porosity hair. So along comes my main bio, and they give me my results, and they tell me that I have low porosity at the root, which is fairly normal, low porosity at the midshaft, which usually people begin to have medium porosity at the midshaft, and low porosity to normal porosity at the tip. Needless to say, that's unusual. Most people begin to have higher porosity at the tips of their hair because the longer it's grown out of your head, the more weathered the ends are going to be, the more damaged the cuticle is going to be. So it is totally normal to have higher porosity at the ends of your hair than at the root. But let's just let that sink in. I have low porosity hair. And you want to know? Like, they're not lying to me. They sent me pictures of my actual hair strand under a microscope. You know, Sciencey Courtney absolutely loved that. Getting to see exactly what my hair looked like under the microscope, I can see why they are telling me my hair is low porosity. That cuticle is laying down very, very smooth. Needless to say, when I read that I had low porosity hair, I was thrown for a loop, because my hair does have some characteristics of higher porosity hair in that it soaks up water very quickly, but it also doesn't necessarily need a whole lot of sealing ingredients. Products build up on my hair incredibly quickly. So why is that? Well, the answer is found in the very next item. Sorry, not the very next item, the third item down. My hair's texture. It is 60% fine, 40% medium width, meaning that my hair is much finer. So this picture right here is showing the difference between fine hair and coarse hair. Coarse hair actually has a thicker layer of cuticle than fine hair. So you can have fine hair that is low porosity that does have water get absorbed more quickly. Yes, if you have fine hair that is high porosity, it's going to absorb water even faster. But if you are comparing how fast coarse hair takes up water to how fast fine hair takes up water to determine porosity, you're going to be getting yourself into a heap of confusion. Like I did.
This is why I got so confused comparing my hair, which is very fine, to my sister's hair, which is very, very coarse. Coarse hair, fine hair, gonna behave very, very differently.
And real quickly, I wanted to address the elasticity. It does say that when my hair is wet, it has a very normal stretch, but when it is dry, it has a high stretch. And you know what? That totally tracks with my feeling of my hair. When hair is more elastic and it stretches way, way faster, it usually means that it needs some more protein. We all know that my hair eats up the protein. But if reading ingredients labels and basically doing all the science experiments on your own hair is not your thing, my main bio is amazing. They will actually make product recommendations for you and your hair based on your actual hair's texture and porosity. They will also analyze the ingredients in your current hair care product. I don't have current hair care products because I am literally always changing things up. So I did pick a few of my favorite products for them to look at and tell me if they would work well for my hair type. And I also picked products that I knew I didn't like and let them analyze the ingredients labels on those products that I'm not such a big fan of and tell me if they are made for my hair or not. Yeah, I was pretty interested that they were very spot on with their analysis of the products that I liked and didn't like. Basically, the products that I liked, they said, those are good for your hair. And the products that I'm not as crazy about, they were able to explain scientifically why they're not working for my fine, low porosity hair. That just feels weird to say. I've gotten so used to saying I have medium to high porosity fine hair. Anyway, another thing they were able to tell me about my hair is that I was having some buildup on my roots. Low porosity hair is far more prone to buildup because there's like nowhere for things to go. In higher porosity hair, there's a place for your hair to like soak up things. Whereas low porosity hair, it can't soak up things. So when you're doing this hair analysis, you actually do have to send in a clean, conditionerless strand of hair. In fact, they need anywhere from 20 to 40 strands of hair. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard to get some hair for the sample when my hair was completely clean. I don't know about y'all, but my hair doesn't start falling or shedding when I'm washing until I add the conditioner into my hair. So I was able to get 20 to 40 strands of hair for the sample, but I clarified my hair with the Elasticity clarifying shampoo before I sent in the sample. So when they told me that I had buildup on my roots, I was a little concerned. I was like, oh, okay, I just clarified my hair and you're still telling me that I have buildup? Turns out I was not using the correct clarifier for my hair. There are many different kinds of buildup, and I was actually suffering from more of an oily buildup. Oily buildup is kind of tricky to remove without using a sulfate. I know. But using a sulfate is the most effective way to remove extreme oil buildup from the roots. Again, if you ever do use a sulfate, make sure you're deep conditioning afterwards. And the main surfactant in the Elasticity Soothing Mint Clarifying Shampoo is actually C14, C16 olefin sulfonate, which turns out my main bio did talk about that ingredient in my hair analysis, saying that that is a fantastic surfactant to help remove magnetic buildup. Magnetic buildup can be caused from polyquaterniums, so that was fun. My main bio also talks about different styling techniques and how to plop and how to root clip. I really appreciate them including that in their hair analysis. Whether you're doing the curly girl method or not, they are talking about ways to help increase your hair's health to the utmost. There's also a section wherein you can tell them what your hair's frustrations are and they will address your frustrations with your hair. So for me, I said that I would like to improve wave/curl definition and volume. I'm really struggling with how much protein my hair seems to tolerate. I can use very protein heavy products and my hair becomes over moisturized very easily. I've also been curious about what my actual hair porosity is. So those were my hair frustrations, and they give you an extreme, in-depth, multi-page game plan for your hair, telling you what your hair may and may not need or like. And another thing that was absolutely fascinating to me about this hair analysis is that they were able to recommend specific kinds of protein for my hair. That was something that I had read about on the nebulous internet, but hadn't found any concrete information on it. I did know that amino acids were small, tiny little proteins, and that hydrolyzed proteins were bigger, but I knew that some hydrolyzed proteins were bigger than others. They actually recommend that I use more proteins that fall into the amino acid category because my hair is low porosity. There would be a better chance of those proteins being able to get in underneath my hair's cuticle and help reconstruct my hair. I absolutely love too that they included clarifying washes as necessary for healthy hair in this hair analysis, and they give you product recommendations for which clarifying washes may be best for your hair. So there you have it, guys. My existential hair crisis. I actually have low porosity hair, but my hair being more fine, it does have some characteristics of being higher porosity in that it takes up water very, very quickly. And as for the squeak test, I was able to talk to the scientists at My Main Bio and ask them, okay, so if my hair is low porosity, why on earth is it squeaking? Why is it squeaking so much? And that is another thing that they look at My Main Bio. They looked at my geographical location, and they were able to tell me, girl, you got some hard water. And hard water buildup on the hair will actually affect the squeak test.
And this is actually why my sister's hair didn't squeak. She lives in a different city from me, and they actually have much softer water where she lives.
So my old faithful, my reliable test for porosity that was the squeak test, well, we found a hole in it, guys. It doesn't always give accurate results for porosity. The amount of time that your hair takes to soak up products is also not a great indicator. At this point, the only thing that I have seen consistent amongst all low porosity hair types is that low porosity hair does tend to be shiny. And I noticed that the healthier my hair got, the shinier it got. The shinier it is, the tighter that hair cuticle's laying down, the better the hair is able to reflect light. So, lower porosity hair tends to be shiny. Higher porosity hair tends not to be shiny. You can have low porosity hair that takes up water very, very quickly. Another common denominator on low porosity hair types is that product builds up very, very quickly. I have noticed this to be the case for a while, that I have to be very careful about which products I'm using so that they don't build up on my hair. But anyway, there you have it. If you are interested in having a hair analysis done with My Main Bio as the most reliable way to tell you what your hair's porosity, texture, elasticity is, please check out the link down below. And again, you are welcome to use the coupon code to save a little bit off. Thank you again so much, My Main Bio, for letting me try your hair analysis. It was an absolutely wonderful, eye-opening experience. Guys, I loved getting to hang out with y'all today. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!